Hi guys, it's another rant session, so if you don't like to hear people bitching about stuff, I don't know why you clicked on this video then. So tonight I went and saw Mission Impossible Fallout, and I am currently in the process of writing my review for it because I don't feel like doing a video for it tonight, so at least I'll have the review and then I'll have something to work with later on when I decide to post a video about it. Like, doesn't really matter. Anyway, and as I'm writing this, I'm a little bit confused or conflicted about how I feel about the movie, and it has nothing to do with the movie. I am kind of unsure how I perceived the film. Is how I perceived the film how I perceived the film? Or is how I perceived it only that way because it was influenced by the dick next to me? I went with my mum and my brother, so we were sitting in a row of 4, and then there was a seat next to me to which this guy sat beside me. Didn't have a problem with that. And then the movie starts. And I'm sitting there. Well, the movie hadn't started. This was actually during the trailers. And I could suddenly feel myself doing this. Moving, and I'm just like, why am I moving? And I immediately knew it. I'm like, motherfucker, he's moving. Because I've had this happen before. The way the seats are done, they're all connected. It's just one big thing. So if one person moves too much, the entire row can feel it. And it's really annoying. So this dude clearly is a very fidgety person. So how to explain it? So he's sitting, and so let's say these are his knees and these are his legs. So he's sitting and his ankles are crossed like this, and his knees are doing this. He's kind of just shaking them back and forth. And he's looking casual, content, he's eating his popcorn, and he's obviously doing it very absent-mindedly. But the point is, he wouldn't stop doing it. So for me, during the trailers and throughout the entire movie, I'm doing this. Because he's making the whole row of chairs, or at least it really only affects the chair directly next to you. It doesn't seem to affect the others. So him shaking his chair is making my chair shake, and it's getting to a point where I'm actually starting to feel almost motion sickness because I'm in a sitting position and yet I'm moving. Why am I moving? I shouldn't be moving. It was really fucking uncomfortable and really fucking annoying because, you know, Mission Impossible, you know, it's not a short film. It goes for quite a while, which means I'm sitting through the entire movie. Which means anytime I put my arm on the armrest to do this, this is me. You can't relax. You might as well be on a fucking ship. I haven't been on one since I was a kid. And anytime he stopped, because he did it kind of intermittently, so whenever he stopped, I was like, oh, thank you, God. But it's okay, because it's not like he didn't annoy me during those moments either, because when he stopped, he decided to pull out his phone and start texting people. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were at the cinema to watch a fucking movie. Put your phone away and watch the movie that you just paid like $25 to go see. If you're forking out that much money to sit down and watch a movie, why would you not, I don't know, watch the fucking movie? And because he's one of those guys who wears ridiculously tight pants for a dude, he has to keep slinking down in his seat so that his pocket straightens out so he can fish through his pocket to find his phone, to then sit up, to start texting, to then do the same thing, to put it back, wait a few minutes, and then repeat the process. So every time he does that, again, it makes my chair start to move, and it was just annoying the shit out of me. On top of that, he laughed through the entire movie right in my ear. And I'm just like, why are you laughing? That's not funny. Yes, there are a couple of funny moments, but the things that he was laughing at were not funny moments. They were benign. It's not even like you could interpret it as funny. It's not one of those moments where it's going to be funny for some and not funny for others. It was just flat out not a comedic moment. Like, there's a moment where Ethan is talking to White Widow, and she just says something along the lines of, "Well, that's families." And she's just saying it in a very matter-of-fact way, and he starts cracking up laughing. I'm like, did I miss the joke? What the fuck? And he did that the whole time. Like, this isn't a comedy. Yeah, there are some funny moments, and by all means, laugh at those. I gave them a few little bit of a but you don't have to start no, that wasn't funny. I don't know why you thought it was funny. I'm pretty sure it wasn't written to be funny, but then again, Truth or Dare wasn't written to be funny, and apparently that made a lot of people laugh. He was also eating his popcorn, which is fine. That's fine. Blah, 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 blah. But for some reason, when he wasn't eating his popcorn, maybe he was trying to suck kernels out of his teeth. You know how there's always, when you eat popcorn, there's always going to be those bits that get trapped in your teeth. So maybe he was trying to get them out. Point is that when he was not eating his popcorn, he was making this noise. So I was distracted for majority of the movie. So when I walked away from the movie going, like, I can acknowledge and go, wow, this is a really great film. But I'm like, I didn't 100% love and enjoy it. And then I'm left going, did I not 100% love and enjoy it because that's just how I interpret the film? Or do I feel that way because I was aggravated the whole time by a selfish dick next to me? And that thought is kind of making it hard to write down my thoughts and feelings on the film, because I feel like those thoughts and feelings have kind of been corrupted. Because, and it's a fact, that a person can ruin, or people, because trust me, there's more than one person pissing me off in this movie, people can ruin your cinema experience. There are moments where you can watch something on the screen and that moment might make you a little bit annoyed. So you've gone from a 0 and maybe you go up to about a 5. And then in that moment, usually the moment will pass, you'll get over it, and your aggravation will drop back to a 0. But if during that moment when something on the screen annoys you, there happens to be a person in real life annoying the fucking shit out of you, that aggravation goes from a very normal 5, shoots up to a 10. And then it has a tendency to stay there. Which means for the rest of the film, any minor moments that might have made you go, I don't really like that, but you would have ignored it, they stand out that much more because you're already there. You're already aggravated. So now every other little thing just aggravates you more. And then you can't fully enjoy the experience because of it. And that fucking sucks. Because you can't get that experience back. Not to mention, a first-time viewing of a film is always completely different to any other viewing. And if that first time viewing is ruined, you're fucked. You can't get it back. Not to mention sometimes, like, I was having moments where I'm just like, I'm gonna punch him, I'm really gonna fucking turn around and punch this guy. And then I'm telling myself, no, you can't go punching him, you can't go around punching people, and just face it, you're a chicken, you wouldn't actually go punching people in public. And then because I'm having this dialogue in my head, I've completely missed what's going on the screen. I'm like, oh wait, shit, how'd they get to Paris? Wait, oh fuck, what'd I miss? Can't get that back. I can't get that back. I can wait till I watch it later on, but that doesn't matter because this is the first time and now it's ruined for me. And I'm too broke. I can't afford to go and fork out another 20 odd bucks to see it again. So he drove me nuts. And then the woman behind me drove me nuts. Now, this woman was clearly middle-aged, and she brought with her a packet of Allen's lollies. So, Allen's, pretty sure they're an Australian confectionery brand. And so she was going through her bag of lollies. Now, I'm very certain she did not get this bag at the candy bar. Because I think they sell Allen's, but they don't sell them this size. It was like a bag this big. So she obviously brought that with her. I know you're not allowed to do it, but I really don't care. Like, that's what you want to do. Fine, I've snuck in McDonald's once. But it's the fact she wasn't fucking quiet about it that pissed me off. I'm the type of person who, if I get something that makes noise, for example, if I get a Choc Top, which is an ice cream with set chocolate on the outside, if I get one of those and I go into the movie, then I make sure that the moment I sit down or during the trailers, I take off the wrapping so that I'm not making noise during the movie, because I don't want to disrupt other people and I don't even want to annoy myself. But this chick, she waited until the moment the movie started to open that fucking bag. And it took her a couple of minutes to do it. I was just like, you had 15 whole minutes worth of trailers and a light on to open that bag, and you waited until the movie started. I fucking hate you. Why did you do that? So for about half the movie, all you can hear, because she wasn't subtle about it, was her hand going in and out of the bag, which she kept in her lap. So it's like, rustle, 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 rustle. I was just like, I've got this dick here, I've got this bitch here. I'm like, I can't enjoy this movie. Everybody is driving me batshit crazy. And then there was the dude that she came with, who was sitting next to her, who felt the need to give some very loud commentary. I can't remember the specific moment when this happened. I think it's when Ilsa first appears on the screen and he says something like, "Hey, look, it's her!" And he pretty much blurted it out louder than what I just did now, but that's what he did. And it's like, yeah, hi. We are all staring at the same screen. We see what's going on. You don't need to say it. Because now you doing that means I have just missed what they've just said. Thank you very fucking much. And if you thought those were the only 3 things to annoy me, they weren't. There was also 3 young teenage girls who were sitting 2 rows in front who decided to analyze and discuss and converse with each other during every critical moment of the fucking movie. Sometimes the sound of the movie was so loud that it drowned them out, thank God. God bless action movies and their sound effects. But sometimes they would do it during the quieter moments. I'm like, I can hear you. 2 rows in front. And there is a big fucking, like, there's already, like, this, actually, there's much more space between your seat and the seat in front of you. So they're actually quite a distance away from where I am, but I can hear them. During a fucking Mission Impossible movie, when you've got guns going, things exploding, things breaking, you know, it's not a quiet movie. And if I can hear you over Mission Impossible sound effects, maybe you're talking too loudly. I could specifically remember it's towards the end of the film and it's the climactic moment of like, did they stop the bad guy or did they lose? And I could see them turning to each other and just going, oh my god, because I think da-da-da-da. No. Save that for after the movie. During the movie is not a time to talk. I don't understand these fucking people. You've paid money to go to a movie. This is not your bedroom. This is not your living room. This is not your home. This is a public domain. You go, you sit, you watch your movie, and then you can leave and talk about it. Don't do it during the movie. It's completely different if you're watching it at home. You know, you can sit with someone and talk about what's going on in the movie, and if you happen to miss something that they said, you simply grab your remote, hit rewind, and you can listen to it on playback. There you go, problem solved. But you can't do that in a movie. You can't hit rewind. If you miss what they said, you've missed what they've said. And you have to wait a few months before you can see it again at home so that you can pause and replay any moment that you miss. So the fact that I've got people talking, people on their phone, people shaking the furniture, people doing commentary, and people eating louder than is fucking necessary is kind of why I hate going to this. And like, I love going and seeing movies when they've just come out. I think that's great. And there's nothing like seeing a movie on the big screen. It's such a fun experience. But everybody is fucking ruining the movies for me, and this is part of why I don't go anymore. Mostly it's because I'm broke. But the other part is because there's always somebody there who ruins it for me. Some person who decides they have to take a phone call during the movie, which somebody did that during Avengers Infinity War. Some woman, I think she brought her kids, and her phone started to ring, and I'm just like, oh. Like, part of me was pissed off, but then there was another part of me going, bitch, you better run, because I'm pretty sure there's an entire theater that's ready to kick your ass right now. Like, of all the movies, you did it in a Marvel movie. You got some cojones, bitch. God damn. Also during the movie, people who work for the cinema decided to keep coming in and walking up and down the aisles to evaluate the cinema. I'm pretty sure they were trying to count how many people were in there to see the movie. I'm pretty sure it was about the movie, because when we left, we were asked to do a survey about the movie, which considering, you know, I already do reviews, I'm like, why not do a survey? Go for it. But, you know, they were coming in, they were opening the doors really loudly, like almost slamming them shut, and these are like soundproof shit. But then they're walking up and down, and you can kind of, one of them, she was counting, but you could kind of hear her counting to herself. And then you can see them walking up and down, and I'm just like, should have stayed at home. Should have stayed at home. I think that the level of disrespect that people have for others and public space when they go to the movies is pretty fucked up. People treating the cinema like it's their living room. Like, you can take phone calls, you can put your feet up, or in some cases, you know, take your thongs off and start biting your fucking toenails. Will I ever get that image out of my head? No, I won't. Thank you, Dick, for meaning the only thing I remember about Rogue One is you chomping on your feet. Thanks a lot, dude. But when you go to the movie, yeah, you're there to have a personal experience, but you're having a personal experience with a large group of people. So you have to be respectful to those around you. I certainly try to be. But obviously, we've all had the moment where we see not everybody is like that. Not everybody has respect. And so they do shit and feel like they have a right to. Part of me is almost getting to a point where I feel like food and drink in general should be banned. I mean, that's never going to happen because the cinema makes a huge amount of profit off the candy bar. That's actually where a lot of their profits come from. So they're never going to get rid of it. But I almost wish that they would, because the way people are with the rustling and there's just so much unnecessary noise that people make. Oh, and then I left the movie and my brother's like, what did you think of the movie? And I'm like, I might have loved it more if there wasn't that dick pissing me off. He's like, you complain about that every time we go to the movies. And then I started, and then I had a Homer Simpson delayed reaction type thing because I didn't start thinking about it until I got home. And I'm just like, do I complain about it? I'm like, what was the last movie I saw with him? And I'm like, oh, Deadpool 2 back in May. I'm like, did I complain about anything during that movie? I said, no, nobody pissed me off in that one. I said, you complained about the actual movie. You said it annoyed the shit out of you. And then I'm going, okay, what did I see with him before that? I'm like, Avengers Infinity War. I'm like, did anything annoy me? I said, no. I said, well, yes. There was a girl during the credits who made me want to turn around and slap the shit out of her. We were sitting, the lights came on, credits were rolling, and we're waiting for the post-credit scene. And he's on his phone, and, you know, each credit is appearing. So, you know, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo. And every time a name pops up, there she is behind me, very loudly going, he's dead. He's dead. He's not dead. He may be dead. We don't know. He's not dead. And I was just like, shut up. I said, I understand. It's credit time, lights are on. We're in a moment where we can, you know, converse with other people. But have you noticed everybody else is kind of doing it quietly? Because we're all waiting for the moment the next shot appears. And she was being loud as fuck and doing credit commentary, which is not fucking needed. And the fact she kept going, he's dead, he's dead. I'm like, we all just saw the same fucking movie. We know who's dead and not dead. We just saw it together like 5 seconds ago. But all I did in that moment was I turned to my brother and I said, I really wish you'd shut the fuck up. And he's just like, yeah, but they won't. He complains more than I do, actually, because he goes to the movies more often than I do. But he's just like, you do that every time. And then I'm trying to look through every movie. I'm like, what did I see with you guys before that? I'm just like, did I complain in that movie? I said, no, there were like 4 people in that movie and 3 of them were us. Was there anybody to complain about? No. It's like, and if I had that much to complain about, I'd be posting more videos like this. But no, I think the last video like this I posted was during Ready Player One. And if I ever find that kid, I'll kick his ass. I still love the woman who got up and told him off. I should have applauded. But I didn't, because that would have disrupted the people watching the movie. I wish that cinema etiquette was still around. I feel like as each year goes by, it does get worse. People have less respect. I don't understand why it's a thing. I don't know. Are parents just not teaching their children? Actually, I don't think parents are teaching their children, because there are plenty of times I go to see a movie that is family friendly and parents are letting their children run up and down the aisle, which I get because I used to do that as a kid. But they're also letting them climb under the screen, behind the screen, which I'm pretty sure is completely not allowed. And then their children are literally climbing over the chairs and the furniture. I'm like, hi, people sit here. Get your fucking feet off it. And every time I see this happening, I don't ever see the parents telling the kids, stop it, sit down. I don't see it happening, and I really wish parents would learn to condition their children when you're out in public, or take them to V Junior, for fuck's sake. It's a cinema at Village Cinema. They have different types of theaters, and V Junior is specifically one designed for children. It has these really fun seats that they're really big and puffy, and I think they even have like bean bags, and they have a huge slide in there, and it's all about having fun because they know children have a short attention span. So it's designed to be a kind of for a rambunctious audience, where they have moments where you can sit down, watch the movie, or you can get up, go play, and that is perfect. That is really suited for children, because at least if you take children into that, you know exactly what you're going to get. But the other movies where that does not happen, that's where you say, okay kids, we're going to sit down and behave. But they don't. Not at 16, not at 20, and apparently not even in your fucking 60s. Okay, I'm done ranting for the day. I just needed to get that off my chest. And it also means I put up another video for the day. I just really needed to get that out of my system, because I'm quite sick of going to the movies to see other cinema goers just being so disrespectful to everybody else who has paid money to go and get here, to go to the movies. And you know, maybe that person, that was like the last money they had, and they've spent it to go and relax at the movies, and you've just ruined it for them. And I know other people who've had that experience. You know, I'm not the only person who goes to the movies, and pretty much everybody has had a bad cinema experience. It's just the fact that they're not stopping that kind of is driving me batshit cray. Like, is this gonna be the last rant session? Probably not. Probably not. Question is, what fucking shit is gonna come up next? I'm still waiting for something to top the toe eating thing. You know, after the fact, it's funny, but at the time it was actually funny too, but it was also gross. And we're laughing because how else do you respond to that? I mean, you literally cannot turn to the person next to you and say, hi, could you please stop biting your toenails? Oh my god, what is the world coming to? Okay, so anyway, I'm done ranting about that. I'm going to attempt to complete this review, and then I will be posting the written review later tonight, and then the video, I will make that whenever I feel like it. In the meantime, shameless plugging going on right now. I have started working as a co-host with Matt Hudson from What I Watched Tonight on his podcast. He has a really great podcast series that you should check out. And from now on, once a month, we are doing a podcast series called Thriller Nights, where in each episode we discuss a different thriller film. And the first episode is already up. It's been up for a couple weeks now. I will post a link to that below, and you should definitely go and check it out. Not just for that segment, but he has a lot of segments, and he also does kind of interviews and chats with other cinephiles in the community, and there's just a really great selection of topics to check out. So definitely go and check out all his other work, and definitely check out the first episode of Thriller Nights, where we talk about 1995's Copycat, which is my #1 favorite psychological thriller of all time. So again, yeah, link will be posted in the description box below. So thank you for listening to me go on a bit. I'm gonna piss off now, and until next time, bye.